Welcome to the final episode of Convention News. The third European Youth Work Convention has come to a successful end.
And these are the most important cornerstones of the final declaration.
The declaration calls for a framework to set a standard in what should be sort of a minimum offer for youth work for young people on a local level. And there's also calling for a co-managed system of this offer, so also that young people can actually have a meaningful say and also guide and manage the processes that they are a part of, and also the spaces that they are part of. And this would then also contribute to the enhancement of social inclusion and diversity. And within the declaration, we are introducing also a proactive strategy about this. And besides this, there's also another concrete suggestion is a European charter on creating on good governance of funding for these organizations. And this entails a lot of things from transparency to setting clear objectives, which could serve then also the implementation on all levels actually in Europe. We cannot just say that youth work is valuable and expect them to understand immediately. There's a need to find a way to promote youth work in a way that has an impact truly. And for this, also some multidisciplinary structures, networks, and bodies on youth should be established, both when it comes to policy and practice. We also found that investing in technological infrastructure and innovation, so this connects to digital and smart youth work quite greatly, will be relevant and important. We also found the need for making youth work greener. We also found a need for making youth work as one of the primary civic society development strategies, which links a lot with democratic backsliding and shrinking civic spaces in Europe, for example. And we really see that there's a need for strengthened cooperation at European level between the European Commission and the Council of Europe. Also to mainstream youth policies horizontally, actually. So not just within the departments or units that are dealing with youth, but how do those departments and units communicate within their institutions about youth work, and how can they promote the youth angle to be included in the policies of the other sectors. So yeah, I think this is the closing sentence of the declaration, and we found it very fitting as the closing sentence of the presentation. So yeah, basically, just let's put it into action, because it is no less than the young people of Europe demand and deserve.
But that is not the end of the work, of course. The Bonn process is just beginning.
We have a declaration, we have an agenda where we can work on. And I hopefully can see, I cannot see you, but I hopefully there is a community of youth workers willing to commit together with us to make this agenda a reality. The EU Youth Agenda is there, and we are fully on board. The EU Council of Ministers has already last month adopted a strong resolution to get a political intention to focus and support youth work in the future. And now we have your inputs to see how we can make this happen.
On our side, we will, of course, also support the Bonn agenda through the training and networking of multipliers in several ways, both in our youth centers, European youth centers in Strasbourg and in Budapest, but also through the network of youth centers which have received the quality label of the Council of Europe. We will do so also through the European Youth Foundation and its grants, and finally also through a very important youth policy assistance to our member states.
Our role and ambition is to build bridges between European, national, regional and local levels, and to build bridges between policies and practices. This is what we are doing since decades, and this is what where we will continue on. And we believe that this is one of the important contributions also in the Bonn process.
I can say with no doubt that you have the most reliable and the most passionate ally on your side, us. young people, youth organizations. So we ask everyone involved, and in particular decision makers, to co-create and co-manage youth work strategies, policies, activities with young people, and to ensure that young people are not just listened to, but that we do really have a seat at the table where decisions are made.
We need to be aware that the Bonn process is the result of our involvement in developing the mechanism for implementing the agenda. If priorities and objectives are set at European level, it is within our duty to nationalize these objectives and to develop national implementation tools and policies.
I think it's really important to reach out outside of our little bubble. Of course, to enhance cooperation vertically and horizontally between our community of practice, but also to reach outside of this bubble. Because I really hope one day, like in a couple of years, I will be able to say I'm a youth worker and I will not have to explain it any further. And my last thought is that I think that now we as youth workers, what we can do is to have the courage to act and to seize this moment.
Good luck with it.
In the Convention News, we presented a person with his or her job every day, and today we do it again.
So let's go, Simon.
Hey, I'm Simon. I'm head of the technical team in here. We prepared the whole platform and all the techniques we use for the conference, and what you see behind me is our studio, which we built it up from Wednesday on. The platform we are preparing for 1 month, so I hope you enjoyed everything in there.
Many thanks, Simon.
4 demanding and inspiring days are over. The good news is the participants and the hosts of the 3rd European Youth Work Convention are satisfied with the result.
This is a milestone for European youth work, and all of you have contributed towards that. We're kicking off the Bonn process today, and you prepared the ground for that. For 4 days, you discussed all of the different issues and ideas that have gone into this, and it is a very special thing to have so many different participants from across Europe, all with their own backgrounds, perspectives, and expertise. The final declaration for this reason is your document. It's not just a document that was somewhere, somehow adopted by some people. It's your product. Everything that we invest in young people will come back. Youth work needs support so that young people can experience Europe and the European ideal for what it is, so that they can learn to appreciate what it means to be a European. The implementation of the Bonn process will be happening at the European level, of course, but in particular also at the national levels in our countries. And what is very important is that we need to work together. Thank you so much to all of you who have turned this convention into such a success with your contributions, your projects, your passion and your ideas. You have paved the way for the Bonn process. It will be a success story, I am sure.
At this point, we want to say thank you to the organizers, to all the participants and the host. Again, it was a great convention.
Take the results of this convention back home to your work life. Continue to work on the Bonn process. Good luck with that and see you hopefully again.
Goodbye.